Hey, welcome. So, have you ever felt like the rules for eating well just changed on you all of a sudden? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're putting together the ultimate maintenance manual for adult nutrition. Because let's be real, once we stop growing, it is a whole new ballgame. Let's get right into it.
It's the question we all ask ourselves, right? You think you're doing what you've always done, but suddenly the results just aren't the same. So what gives? Is it just you? No, absolutely not. There are very real biological reasons why this starts to happen to all of us.
And it's because adulthood, nutritionally speaking, is a completely new game for our bodies. Seriously, the strategies that worked like a charm when you were a teenager or in your early 20s, they just don't apply anymore. We need a new playbook.
And here is the single biggest shift you have to wrap your head around. From about age 25 or so, your body has finished its big construction project. The scaffolding is down. The goal is no longer about building bigger and stronger. Instead, it's all about maintenance, keeping the incredible machine you've already built running smoothly and, really importantly, preventing future breakdowns. That's a huge change in purpose.
But it's not just our internal biology that's changing. We're also dealing with this uniquely modern dilemma. It's like a perfect storm of our internal changes crashing right into all these external pressures. Let's break that down.
Okay, first, the internal part. As we get older, our metabolism, which is basically the engine that burns calories for energy, it just naturally starts to slow down. And a big reason for this is that we tend to lose a bit of muscle mass over time. And muscle is your body's most active, calorie-hungry tissue. So a smaller engine just doesn't need as much fuel to run. It's a simple change, but it's a powerful one.
So while that engine is getting a little smaller, modern life is just piling on the pressure. I mean, look at this. You've got these crazy busy schedules pushing us toward quick, easy fixes. You've got social events, you're dining out more, where we just have less control. And then there's the fact that less healthy options are everywhere and they're so easy to grab. All of this kind of works against our changing biology.
Okay, so that's the problem. But what's the solution? Well, it is not about finding some kind of magic, one-size-fits-all diet. It's about creating your own personal nutrition blueprint, one that's designed specifically for your body right here, right now.
And this is why there's no single answer that works for everyone. I mean, think of your personal needs like a unique cocktail, mixed from these exact factors. Are you running marathons or are you working at a desk all day? Your body size, your age, your general health, they all change the recipe.
This blueprint even has to account for some key differences between men and women. So, for example, men typically have more muscle mass, which is active tissue. It burns more calories even when you're just sitting around. That's why they generally need more energy. Women, on the other hand, have their own unique requirements, like needing more iron to make up for menstrual loss. A smart plan has to account for all of this.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds complicated, maybe even a little expensive, but it really doesn't have to be. The key is just to focus on eating smart in the real world, with a real budget and real-time constraints.
And here is the playbook. It's a super simple 4-step strategy. Step 1, choose affordable, whole foods. That's just a fancy way of saying foods that are as close to how they grew as possible. So think an apple instead of apple juice. Step 2, build your meals around staples like cereals and pulses. And by pulses, I mean stuff like lentils, chickpeas, and beans. They're cheap and packed with good stuff. Then, fill in the gaps with lots of fruits and veggies, and just tie it all together with a little bit of planning. It's practical and it's powerful.
So what does that look like on a plate? Well, this chart gives you a great visual target. As you can see, the goal is to have about half your plate filled with those foundational cereals and pulses. Then, another 30% or so for veggies and about 15% for fruit. It's a simple, powerful guide for building a balanced, affordable, and nutritious meal every single time.
And this is the message I really, really want to drive home. Healthy eating is not a luxury. It isn't. By focusing on whole, simple ingredients and just doing a little smart planning, anyone can build a diet that fuels their body for the long haul. The key takeaway here is that it's about being smart, not necessarily about being rich.
So why does all of this matter so much? Because the choices we're making today, they aren't just for today. We are actively writing the story of our future health, one meal at a time. And honestly, the stakes are incredibly high.
Exactly. It's so easy to focus on short-term things like our weight or our energy levels. But the real power of good nutrition in adulthood is its role as a preventative shield. It's one of the most effective tools we have to protect ourselves against chronic diseases down the line.
And this is what we're fighting against. An improper diet significantly, seriously raises the risk of some of the biggest health challenges we face. These aren't just abstract ideas, they are real-world consequences. But the good news, the really good news, is that they are largely preventable with the right choices.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question. Forget about trying to overhaul your entire life overnight. That never works. Based on what we've just talked about, what is one small, manageable choice you can make today that invests in the healthier you of tomorrow? Because that's where the real journey begins.